Hey there, everyone. It's Kathy Mazak. It's nice to see you again today. Thank you for joining me for day 3 of the Organize Your Academic Life Challenge. So here's what we're talking about today. Today, we are dealing with one aspect of this idea that happens so often, which is that you don't have time to write, okay? So the main reason that people say that they aren't getting to their writing, the main reason they give is time. So today we're talking about actual time-saving techniques and time-saving things that you can do to save time, which means that you're going to have more time for writing and you're going to feel better all around. So what we're going to talk about today is using templates and using already thought about strategies and structures to organize how you get started on projects and how you complete projects. So if you can hear me and everything is going okay with the video, give me a little thumbs up or let me know in the comments where you're joining from, because today we are talking about this really important topic of time saving and reducing the stress of decision making through using templates. Hi, Alexandra. Yeah, so my internet connection is a little fishy today. But I don't want to stop. I want to keep going, and then if I have to refilm this video later and send it, I will do that. We're having a little bit of internet glitchiness today. Anyway, I'll just redo it if I have to redo it. Okay, so let me tell you first. Let me talk to you first about this idea of like reducing the cost of decision making and why that's important. All right, let me see if I get a little closer to the internet if we can do better here. Let me know if, of course, if you've logged off already. I also totally understand. Okay. Well, there's nothing I can really do about the internet connection right now. So I'm going to keep going, and then I will re-record and send it around. I'll send it around. Don't worry. All right, so here's the idea. Hi, Vivian. So here's something that takes up a lot of time. Every time that you have to make a decision about something, or you have to like decide what to do next, it takes up time and energy. And time and energy are the two things that you really need in order to get to your writing, okay? So what we want to do is we want to think about ways that we can reduce the cost of academic decision making, or reduce the number of decisions that you have to make in a day. And one way to do that is by using templates, okay? So the idea of the template is just anything that you do more than once can become a template. And the more that you get used to working with templates and you get used to creating templates, the more time you're going to save. So what does that mean? What does it look like, especially when it comes to writing, okay? So today I'm going to show you how you can use templates in Trello to advance your academic writing process so that you don't have to keep reinventing the wheel every time. Because every time you have to rethink, okay, what are the steps I need to follow? Okay, I'm going to make a new task list. Every time you have to do that, you are spending time and energy. And if you use a template, you're going to be able to stop, that really wasted time and energy. So let me switch around and show you my screen. And this is a Trello board, and a lot of people get to know me because they see my Trello templates, my free Trello templates offer, and they download these Trello templates. So let me explain what a Trello template is, first of all. A template, so I've been talking about Trello all week, and basically a template, as you know, right, is just a structure or a something that you can use over and over again. So you absolutely can create a similar template system inside of a document or on a piece of paper or whatever. Trello, because it's electronic and because it has the cards and everything, makes it a little bit easier. So when you download my Trello templates, so some of you learned about me because you saw an ad in Facebook and it said free Trello templates and you click through and then you get this little step-by-step guide and you're not really downloading the templates, you're copying boards is a better way to, probably better language, more accurate language. And this is the board that you get that are the templates for creating academic writing projects. So if you go through the Trello template sequence, you get this and it tells you how to use the board. But I'm going to walk you through it right here and show you how to copy the board, use the templates, and then also in the process, I'm going to show you how to create your own templates. So here what we have on this board, it says called Academic Writing Project Management. And it has 3 types of academic writing projects. And what we have here is each project is a list. And what I've done is I've done this for you. I've broken down the tasks, you know, like the general tasks for writing an academic article. I've broken them down for you already. And I've created a card for each task. So you can see that here. And the same for revise and resubmit. It's a card for each task. And for finishing an almost done project, there's a card for each task. Okay, there you go. So here's the idea here. The idea here is that these are generic, it's the generic task list that serves as a template. And that way you don't have to start from scratch every time you write an academic article and think about what are the tasks, because you already have generic tasks, you know, this project broken down into tasks for you. Of course, every time that you create a new academic article, right, you are going to want to add and tweak the list of tasks, but you're not starting from zero. And that's going to save you so much time. So I'm going to show you real quick how to use this template to create a project board for writing an academic article. All right, so in Trello, whenever you want to do something, you need to click these little 3 guys over here. And I'm going to just move this list. I'm going to move this list, and it lets me move it on the same board by changing its position. Or let's move it to a different board. So I'm going to click here and you're going to see the gazillions of boards that I have. And I'm going to move it to this board called My New Article. And I'm going to click Move. Okay, so it went over there. Now I'm going to go back here. Oh, there it is. So now I'm on the My New Article board. And now this list is over on this board. So here's what I can do. First of all, I realized that it actually moved it and it didn't copy it first. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this list and I'm going to move it back. I'm going to move this back to the board where it was, which is called Academic Project Management. And it's going to go into position 2. That way, just you're watching me use Trello in real time. Okay, it went back over here. There it is. Cool. Okay, so now I have, so that's what you want to do. You don't want to just move it. You want to copy it first and then move it. That way you keep your template intact here. So one thing that people do is like you could name this with like a bracket like and say template. Or you can name this with a bracket and say copy me or something like that. And that way it serves as a template that you're not going to edit and then have to recreate again. Okay, so here we are in my new article, my new article board. Now what you can do is, you can tweak this list for, to reflect your academic article process and things that you have to do that are specific to your academic project. You can also move these around as always, right? So you might want to go ahead and create the charts and tables first. This is a way a lot of people, depending on your field, you'll want to create the charts and tables before you go into the writing of the article. And then another thing you can do here is you can put due dates on things, right? So I'm going to say I want to have this done, by this day, and so on and so forth. And then what you can do is just create the very simple workflow of to-do, doing, done that we talked about in a previous video. And, here's your template list. All of these things could move to to-do, right? But, maybe you want to move them over a little by little, or maybe we don't even really need this to-do. Let's get rid of this. Archive that. Okay, so basically this becomes your to-do list, and then you have doing and you have done. So you can move this along. You can move this along, and as you complete your project, you're moving things through the to-do, doing, done workflow. The whole point of this is to create or to eliminate the amount of time that you spend starting. That's what a template does. It eliminates the amount of time that you spend starting something. So that's what you want. You want to create ways for you to quick start, right? Ways for you to go faster, and eliminate wheel spinning and eliminate redoing things. So there's no reason to break an article project down into tasks a million times because the bones of that is going to stay the same. Instead, you create a template and then you use that to start your project. So your project is never starting from zero. You're always starting with something. All right, so I know that the internet connection has not been the best, but what I will do is I will be able to very easily actually upload this video again and send the link to you all so that you can watch it smoothly. And so don't worry, you won't miss this very valuable content about templates. And I want to encourage you to join me again tomorrow. This time we'll be back at the 11 o'clock time, and Friday as well will be at 11 o'clock, where we're going to continue the Organize Your Life Challenge. So today's assignment for you, okay, the assignment that I have for you is to think about one common task or project that you do. Yes, I will share the templates in the follow-up email. So as long as you registered for the Organize Your Academic Life Challenge, you will get the email. So no worries about that. So my task for you today is to create one template. So when you think about the typical academic writing projects that you do, whether it's an article or whatever, I want you to break it down into tasks, and I want you to create a template for yourself. Now, I'm going to give you some of these templates, right? I'll send you an email with the link to the templates in it, so that you have a place to start. But what you need to do is tweak them to be yours, okay, and to really reflect your practice. And again, if you're not going to use Trello, totally fine. I would love for you to take just look at the Trello breakdowns that I made and create one, create a template for yourself, whether that's as a Google Doc that you label as, template, and then that can be your starting point for every project, article writing project, for example. But I want you to start to think about using templates as a starting point instead of always starting at zero. All right, so let me look at some questions here. Alexis asks, any differences to suggest between writing articles and writing a thesis? Lots of differences. So basically, I will say the bones are not the same. I don't know, like Alexis, I don't think well, maybe the template's the same. Like maybe so maybe the structure in some ways is the same, but I'm going to tell you the biggest difference between an article and a thesis. The biggest difference between an article and a thesis is rhetorical purpose. So the purpose of a thesis, the rhetorical purpose of a thesis, and the rhetorical purpose of a dissertation is for you to graduate. So I'm going to say that again. The rhetorical purpose of a thesis is for you to convince your committee members that they should graduate you. That's a completely different rhetorical purpose from an article, a published article in a journal. The rhetorical purpose of a published article in a journal is to make one very narrow and specific argument. One argument. It needs to be so sharp. I describe it to be like an arrow. It's like an arrow, and you have to like nail it in the middle of the target. That's how sharp the one main point, the one argument you need to make in an academic article. So how does that look? What does that mean? What does that mean? The difference, the rhetorical purpose is different. In an article, the literature review is setting up your argument. So it's going to be much tighter. It's going to be much more focused. It's going to be sharp. The lit review in a thesis and a dissertation is going to be bulky. It's probably going to be list-like. And the reason is because you're showing your committee that you did all the reading that they told you to do. So that's just one difference between a thesis and an article. So anybody who's watching who is a student, I know that there's a lot of students in my audience, although the courses and the programs that I develop are for professors. If you're listening and you're a student, ask your thesis director these questions. Like really ask them that question. What's the difference between an article and what I'm writing as my thesis? And see if they can, help you. Maybe they can help you make your thesis more article-like, but truthfully, because the rhetorical purpose is so different, I don't think that they will, just to be truth about it. So Alexa says, I appreciate that explanation. I'm working on an article as well as qualifying exams, which requires thesis writing, so I'm trying to get boards set up for both. Yeah, so I think in terms of the boards, like you said, really, Alexis, the bones are the same. But when it comes to the writing, for the article, it's just so much tighter. And, a lot of times in your dissertation or your thesis, depending on, in Europe, a lot of times they call dissertation a thesis. In the States, usually a dissertation is PhD level and a thesis is master's level. So I don't know, at which level you're working. But you have to just think about okay, what am I trying to accomplish by writing this thesis versus what am I trying to accomplish by writing the article? So good luck, Alexis. Definitely good luck. And the fact that you're already using Trello and trying to take a project management perspective is going to serve you so well as you move through academia. So I will be sending the link to the templates, which a lot of you already have, but I'm sure. But I'll send it again, and I am going to make sure I have a good copy of this video to share because I know it's been glitchy. Have a wonderful day. Bye.